My name is Roxanne Watson. I am 59 years old. I live in Nanuet, New York.
Right. Now, let's talk about your trip here. You saw us, One Trip Wonder. We're looking to take you on a little adventure here. So, let's start up by saying, the trip that I would like to go on is, and then say, talk about the family and go to California, New Jersey. Okay?
Okay. The trip I would like to go on is to visit my organ donor's family in California, New Jersey. It's about 100 miles from here, and I think it would be really cool to go visit them at their home.
Now, why are these people so important? You have quite a remarkable story here, so if you can just give us the Reader's Digest version,
okay.
and just sort of say what's going on with your health and how,
Okay.
you ended up coming to get these organs.
Well, I started getting really ill in about 2008, and I was listed for a heart transplant and put on the list in June of 2008, and I began deteriorating in 2009 and had to go into the hospital in early 2010 to wait for a heart transplant. They told me it would be a very short stay, probably a couple of weeks, and it wound up being months. I was in bad shape. I weighed 93 pounds at the time that I went in for the transplant.
Wow. So, things get pretty serious.
Yes. I was dying. I really was dying. That's basically what it was. And the only thing that was going to save me at that point was the transplant.
And, after the transplant stuff happened, you actually got to learn a little bit about who your organ donor was. Can you tell me about, finding out about him and his story?
Really, I have to say that I'm really lucky. Obviously lucky to get a heart transplant, first of all, but second of all, to know who my donor family is. Most people that get organs don't get to find that information out. It's totally up to the transplant family. And I wrote Oprah, actually, a letter, and when I was sick, to tell her that there were so many people, especially people of color, waiting for transplants, and we really needed to do something about it. I didn't think anything of it. I was waiting in the hospital and communicating with people on the computer, and after I got my transplant, her producers actually got in touch with me and asked me if I would come on Ask Oprah's All-Stars and talk with Dr. Oz and Dr. Phil and Susie Orman and Gail King about organ transplant. I didn't know anything about the surprise meeting that they had set up for me. When I got on the show, I was talking about my feelings, how I had changed, and all the different things that I was doing since I got my transplant. And then they surprised me, and the studio door opened up, and in walked the donor family. It was amazing, just amazing.
But you haven't been able to go out and visit them, have you?
No, I haven't been able to ever go to their home. They have come to New York for different things, but I've never been there. And it would mean a lot to me to go there for a couple of reasons, obviously. To see the place where Michael lived, and actually the place that he left on the night that he lost his life, because he was having dinner with his family, and then he was leaving to go back to his base. His Coast Guard base was in Eaton's Neck, Long Island, and he was on his motorcycle going back to his base after he had left California. So I would love to go and meet his family in his home, and I'm sure they have lots of things of his. I know they have his uniforms and different things. I'd like to see, where his room was and look at some of his things and, really get to meet his family on their ground. I guess that's the best way to say it. I think it would be really cool.
Awesome. Now, you do a lot of work with organ donation right now, right? Tell me everything that you do.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm a volunteer with New York Organ Donor Network, and I do all kinds of things. Like, for example, this morning, I did a naturalization ceremony where people obviously are becoming American citizens, and I go and I speak with each and every one of them, and I signed up 30 people this morning. Last Tuesday, I was at the local community college, and I signed up 75 students. So that's what I do. Tomorrow, I'm doing a street fair in a town that's about 2 towns over from here. And Sunday, I'll be in the mall, in the Palisades Center Mall. And what I do is I do tabling. I put table up, and if it's a street fair, I put a canopy up, put some signs up, and talk to people about organ donation. What I find, for the most part, people really want to do it. They just have either not been educated about it or never been asked, actually. And I find that when I ask people to do it and I tell them Michael's story, it helps me to have them signed up. We have signed up over 5,000 people telling Michael's story in the last 36 months. It's just, it's got a life of its own. And Michael's coming back to life, and it's the way that I honor him. I can't work at retail is what I used to do. I can't do that anymore, so I really have to try to keep myself busy, and I think this is good work, because in the future, this is going to save some lives. Yep.
That is beautiful. I love that. Over 5,000 people.
Yes, I am the #1 volunteer in the entire state of New York. I've signed up the most people in the whole state of New York in the last 36 months. Really proud of that. And you know what? His family is proud of it too, because I try to share what I can share with them on Facebook or whatever like that. But like I said, I've never been there, so I would love to go there. I just really would.
Awesome. Well, I think maybe, looking at the other adventure, maybe we can do something for you there, your passion and do.
Mm-hmm.
So what is it for you, what would it mean if you could take a trip and maybe do something big with this? Like, what if you could do additional PSA for an organization and record a commercial to, even get your message out to that many more people?
Can you imagine? I have done what I've done, I have signed up people in other states. I have done that, but I've done what I've done mostly in the New York metropolitan area. If I could do a PSA or something that could go outside of New York and influence people to sign up, how awesome would that be? It would just be, it would just be tops, only because I know that when people see this story and they hear about this story and I share Michael's story, people always sign up. I meet people all over New York that see me or saw me in a newspaper or something and said, I signed up because I heard your story, or I saw your story, I saw you on the news, and if that could happen on a basis, a national basis, or something outside of the state of New York, that would be so awesome. That would mean everything to that family. I know that for sure. And that's why I enjoy doing what I do, because, I'm able to, you could never pay. You could never, ever pay for the gift of life. There's just no way you could do it. All you can do is honor your organ donor by doing good work. And I think this is great work. And I know for a fact that people are going to be saved. If I could just do an aside, unfortunately, we already found out that one of the people that we signed up, who was on dialysis, who lost his life, his family actually called us 2 days after he passed away to say that he donated his organs because of us. That's the highest honor. When you sign people up, you don't ever think that you're going to see the result. You're hoping that they live a long time, but people pass away, and that was moving when the family, in their time of grief, called us to tell us that they donated the organs. That's what we do it for.
Cool. So let's do this. Mm-hmm. One last statement and something like, so if you choose me to go on this trip,
okay,
just know that you'll be able to impact the lives of many, many people, and just sort of give us an overall sense of what it is that you can be able to accomplish. That just you going on this one trip or this happening for you would mean so much for your cause and for people like yourself.
Okay. Well, basically, if I was picked for this trip and people were able to hear the story of the gift of life, one person with organs alone can save 8 people. If everything is donated on one person, 50 people can be helped by one person. So if you do the multiplication alone, right now, even with signing up 5,000 people, if every single one of them becomes a donor, and there's 8 people that can, they can impact 8 people with their organs, that's 40,000 people right there. Not to say all the tissues and the eyes and everything else that could be helped. It would mean everything, because we could get the message out that donation saves lives and that it's a good thing.
The photo that I'm seeing of you is somewhat grainy, but it looks like you're getting a little emotional over there. Is the thought of this a bit overwhelming for you? Can you share that?
Yeah, you know what makes it emotional? The fact that if I am picked, that I know that it's going to impact. I know it because it always does. There's no way it's not going to impact somebody. Somebody's going to go to DMV. Somebody's going to go to their local procurement in their states, because every single state has one, and sign up to be a donor. If we just signed up 100 people, that's 800 people possibly in the future that could be helped. The multiplication is like amazing. So yes, it does make me emotional, only because I really, really want to do this, and I hope that I'm picked to do it, because I know it'll make a difference. And that's what it's all about in this, in this cause. That's what it's all about. It's not about money or nothing. There's nothing you can do money-wise to save these lives. The only way you can do it is through donation. So it does make me emotional, because I really want to do it.
You're so cute, Roxanne.
Thanks. Passionate,
right.
passionate.
Passionate, yeah.
I am. Today, it just, today when we were at nationalization this morning, and the new American citizens who want to help other, I had people come up and say, yeah, we're Americans now, we have to help each other. That's awesome, 30 people just up to the table, sign up, and, that's the way it happens with organ donation. One person tells another person, and then people turn around and say, why are you not a donor? And a lot of people don't even have an answer. There's always going to be those people that are not going to do it. And we respect that too. But there's so many people that want to do it and thought about doing it, and all you need to do is talk to them about it. To get it done, that's what I do.
All right. Well, can I stop recording?
Okay.
You guys can stop recording on your end.
Cal?
Perfect for the dog barking.
Yeah. We were trying to keep him quiet. It's a Great Dane. He's outside.
Roxanne, really cute stuff. So we're in the approval process, trying to get stuff done. Hang on to a copy of that.
Okay.
I still want you